Unmuting. I'm just gonna be sitting on that.
We're live. It's just gonna be a complete and utter train wreck today. So
Are we live?
we're live.
Whoa,
Just said
okay.
we're live. It's gonna be a train wreck.
Okay, are we live? Like live.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, anyway.
What does word alive mean to you?
Shut up.
Can you?
Anyway.
No, I want to answer this question. When I say we're live, what does that mean?
Okay, I'm just gonna smack you.
Good luck.
Anyway.
Only if I'll smack you back.
Stop.
Crap.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the BS Podcast, episode 12. Today, this weekend, honestly, nothing interesting has particularly happened in the world of politics other than Ashley Biden confirming everything that in her diary that she wrote about when she was a kid about those showers was true. So we're going to talk about everything today and anything. I personally had a crazy long weekend. I was match horse racing in Hale on Saturday. And then 12 hours later,
explain what that is.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know,
Not everyone
in
knows.
the Western world, there's an event called match horse racing. I personally like to think of it as drag racing, but horseback.
Correct. That's
And so Liberty qualified me to go to the World Finals for match racing and the Western Heritage Classic. And I entered my other horse, Independence. We got there early, started downpouring rain. They postponed it by 2 hours. At some point, they said, you know what, screw it. We're going to race. So we raced in the downpouring rain, hail, thunder, lightning, and mud. It was a great time. I walked away completely soaked, mud from head to toe. It was fantastic. And then, but 12 hours later, my mom, my friend Thompson and I were waking up at 5 a.m. to go to a cosplay convention in San Antonio, Texas, Nostalgia Con. And I won first place. So it was great. I got a plaque and $500. Anyway, that was my weekend. The political world weekend has been nothing. Like, nothing interesting whatsoever.
Correct.
Wow.
So we don't really know what we're going to talk about. I think we're just going to
My hair's
who
messy.
knows? Just hang out, I guess.
That's my plan. You know, I originally wanted to live stream The Office and watch that, but apparently we get copyrighted
You've
violations.
never seen The Office. You've told me this.
I have seen The Office.
You've watched The Office.
My mom thinks The Office is stupid. I
I'm
personally
pretty sure
find
that
it entertaining.
I'm pretty sure we had this discussion once, and I was like offended that you didn't like The Office.
Personally, I kind of like Parks and Recreation a little bit more. I don't know, because Ron Swanson truly speaks to me as a character.
They're good.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're both very good in their own right. But
okay, anyway, getting to the political.
yeah, but watching 1 or 2 episodes does not mean you're watching the Office.
Okay, you know what? If The Office comes on and I'm sitting in here and I just need something in the background to listen to while I sew, I watch The Office, okay? I don't think I've ever sought it out, but if it's on and, you know, Jim is pulling something, I watch it. It's fine.
It's good.
Yes. Anyway, the point is we're going into, I would like to start off with Ashley Biden and her diaries. So for those of you who guys don't know, maybe you lived under a rock, maybe you don't like to mind yourself with the world of politicians and their pervertedness. Ashley Biden, Joe Biden's daughter, had her diary leaked about 2 years ago now. And in this diary, she describes some very graphic things that I cannot say on YouTube or TikTok for, you know, because it's bad, it's kind of evil reasons. But essentially, she talks about taking some showers with her father that were not her idea, and she did not want to do them.
She even described that she felt uncomfortable in her diary.
Yes.
Which
I would too.
Having like a shower with like your dad or something like, or your mom or something like that's usually kind of like, you know, I don't know.
Okay, no. But Barry, see, the thing is, when you're a different gender and you're like past the age of being
you're probably right.
a teenager, that's weird. Like, okay, for instance,
that's what
I mean, don't shower with any of my parents because
I don't think anyone really does that after the age of
that's
2.
why it's kind of weird, Barry. But I will say, like, me and my mom are comfortable around each other because we're women. She's my mom. If I have questions about womanhood,
correct,
she's the person I ask. I'm not asking my dad. And I'm definitely not showering with my dad. And,
well, again,
and no one seems to see a problem with this. Because I gotta say, if this was Donald Trump, or, you know, let's just turn the tables a little bit. Let's say this was Melania and Barron saying that they were doing that together, everyone would be all over this. There would be Saturday Night Live sketches about it. People would be calling her a cougar or pedophile. Like, if Donald Trump said that, if Trump had come out and said that he was doing that with Ivanka, or Ivanka had a diary that said that she did it with Trump.
Sorry, my bad.
The world would literally explode right now. Everyone would be calling him a pedo. Everyone would be saying that he needs to be taken off everything because how could he ever do that to his daughter? Like how sick and perverted and disgusting that is. But because it's Joe Biden, it's fine.
Well, not just Joe Biden. It's because, Democrat. It's fine. That's the main. It is not just him. It's every situation with Democrat.
I'm just saying that's so gross.
Because they're on the right side and they have right thing. So.
But
no, the main problem with this whole entire thing is she came out and she actually confirmed that by what she's doing right now. I think over the weekend she's like, I'm trying to sue the people that leaked the diary.
I would love to know how they got a hold of the diary though. I'd be more concerned.
James O'Keefe got it. So James O'Keefe bought it from somebody who claimed that they got the diary. I don't know how the person got the diary. But that's why James O'Keefe got raided by the FBI, was for that diary. So that entire situation last year when he got literally raided at I think it was like 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning.
They always raid.
He's sitting there in his underwear and stuff like that because they filmed the whole thing. And he got raided for that FBI, but
it was 5 in the morning.
He said that he was
sleeping in his underwear.
Yeah, he admitted that he got it, but the reason why they found out he had it was because he literally admitted it publicly. He's like, I have the diary.
I mean,
I'm going to not release this because I can't verify it, but because he was doing his due diligence as a journalist.
Okay, but if I was a journalist, I'd be doing the exact same thing.
I agree, and he did a good thing about not doing it. But my point is, he couldn't verify it, so they came and raided him, and then the entire media said that it was a plant, it was wrong, it was a lie.
Okay,
all
of course they did, Barry. Of course they did.
And then all of a sudden now, like the same thing with the Hunter Biden laptop. It's a whole situation.
I just don't know how they're not able to prove it.
Everything's turning out to be completely true.
How are they not able to prove it? There's this thing called writing analysis.
Well, she proved it now. That's what I mean.
Okay. But
see, this guy said that she left it at a diary in a hotel, apparently. Which, why would you? That doesn't make sense to me, because who brings their diary to a hotel?
Who brings their diary from when they were like 13 to a hotel? Because, okay, me personally,
that's what I mean.
For like
exactly
from my like age 11 to probably age like 17, I had a diary. I've had dozens and dozens of diaries. I would fill them all up, and they're all in my hope chest.
I bet you would consider them a journal now, technically, though, right?
I mean, I wrote in them every day, like they were all marked. Dated.
Exactly, but
I prided myself in the fact. Yeah, like there were lots.
So why would the one when she was like 5 years old or 8 years old, whenever it was?
I mean, not 5 years, 8 years old. It was more like 11, 12, that age range. That's why it was.
Was she? I don't know the age.
That's why it's weird.
Okay, I don't remember. This is a year-old story. I don't remember.
That's why I'm playing devil's advocate right now, because I 100% think it is totally okay for a mom to, have her small child in the shower with her. Okay, because you know what, you're a mom. Life is hard. Kids throw up on things. They make messes. They're kind of heathens.
I didn't know she was 11, but again, it's been over a year.
She was older. That's why it's weird. Yeah. Because I remember my mom when I was younger, like bubble baths with my mom when I was like 6 was like the coolest thing in the world.
Sure.
Because I got to go use like the cool jacuzzi tub, and we got to fill it with bubble bath, and I got to have bath bombs, and it was like mother-daughter thing. When I was 6.
Yeah.
Not when I'm 20. Right. That's weird.
Well, I don't think she was 20.
Okay. Any age past puberty is a little weird.
Let me Google it.
Any age past puberty where you're going out of your way to shower with your child is kind of weird. I could see being around each other naked. I don't know. I'm trying to be devil's advocate here because I don't want to just rip apart Joe Biden 24/7. That's not what I'm here to do. But at the same time, like, I don't know. There's just something weird about it. Especially when they're the opposite gender. Like, if it was, okay, I get men, like, could
with
care
Biden's
less.
background, though, too. I mean.
I know. And that's why I'm kind of wondering, okay, Joe Biden, his favorite kid to talk about is always Beau. And how he,
Well, look at the problems with Hunter as well.
In a war overseas, and it was, like, so bad. And then it actually turns out he died in the States from, like, drugs. But that's not the point.
I don't know if that's accurate.
If he did this with his daughter, what are the odds that he did it with his other kids?
Well, that's what the theories are with
that's
Hunter.
Just my thought.
They think that he abused Hunter as well, and that's why Hunter is the way he kind of is now.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's that theory.
Hunter Biden, I mean, he literally likes to take booty cheek selfies with women whose job is sexually deviant in hotel rooms.
Again, it's insane that
just a thought.
It's taken over a year for this to 100% be confirmed, and the thing is, I guarantee the media ain't gonna talk about it. I guarantee there's gonna, everyone's gonna continue to just think
Yeah,
that, oh, it was fake, even though
probably.
it's the same thing as what happened with the laptop too. That, oh, it really was his laptop. It legitimately was. But however they
care.
got it, I don't really give a crap. But it was real. So there's pictures
I
of
don't think they
of
care.
Hunter with underage, looks like prostitutes and
Oh, we're
stuff
allowed to
like
say the word. We
that.
can just say it out up in the air like that.
What do you
Okay.
mean? What? That's the stuff that's there. Like,
Believe
I
me, I
mean,
agree with you.
yeah,
I say that we should be able to call it if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck,
I
acts like
agree.
a duck. It's probably a duck. Why do we get in trouble for saying duck? I don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is YouTube and TikTok be finicky these days. That's only my
Well,
point.
again, it's because we have wrong think, and you have a target on your back. So,
Right. I keep
that's why we
forgetting
need to
that.
dance around certain things, and so, as much as we can. But anyway,
What's
yeah,
next?
I have no idea. So I don't know. I have no idea what we're gonna talk about today.
You know what I find really interesting? Climate change activists. Like, what are they doing? Like,
Nothing.
this goes back to the climate change activists, to the college kids on campuses that are just absolutely losing their mind all over the country. Like, what do you guys think that you're accomplishing by, destroying public property and then chanting things while you do it? Take climate change activists. Just recently, this happened over the weekend.
Here,
This
I
is
have
like
it
one
right
of the
here.
only things that happened that I thought was actually kind of somewhat entertaining was that these two 80-something-year-old climate change activists started trying to break into the glass case protecting the Magna Carta so they could destroy and burn it
Look at this guy.
in the name of climate. There it is.
He's
Look,
just filming the people
I mean,
who can't wield a hammer.
like they're trying so hard
He's
and they're
using
doing
all
so
of his
little
strength
damage.
to try and, like, this thing is probably a bulletproof glass in the first place. Oh, it's a girl.
Just
They're
stop
two women.
oil.
Oh, okay.
That was a woman.
They're two. That looks like a woman, right?
Oh.
I don't think there's audio here. Oh, maybe there is.
As a Christian,
Yes,
I am
sir, when it comes to-
compelled
I am a
do all
Christian
that
and I am
can
Can you
compelled.
stop
What is
doing
that?
please? Stop filming, please, eh?
to
The government
Can
is
you stop
breaking
doing
the
that?
law.
Stop doing
Just
that,
stop
all the
oil.
suffering that's
come
coming
from my
down
Calcutta,
the
right,
line
please?
and is here already.
Okay, I don't
I-
give a crap about the ramblings of a 97-year-old who can't
Like,
talk.
what the heck?
But like, okay, listen. So it's really fun of them to say. It looks like they're on the far end of the way out of Earth. Okay,
Of
and
the
they want to
truth?
stop
Yeah.
Can
oil.
you stop
They-
doing that, please?
Correct.
Is that
but-
what they're because they say the government is breaking the law, but then I'm over here like, what law? What oil?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
confused. What does the Magna Carta have to do with any of this?
Well, I think honestly,
Just saying.
it's just for attention. It's just so they're doing a wild, crazy, kooky thing so they can bring attention to them and media to them. And it worked. We're watching it right now, and you saw
Yeah,
it.
we're laughing at it
And
kind of.
so, but I'm
But,
saying
like,
these
these people-
if we stopped oil, like
Uh-huh.
just completely, 100%, like Greta wants to do, and all these other people want to do,
I would rather
millions
lick a
upon
toilet.
millions of people
rather
will
lick a
die within a week.
Yeah.
They will literally die. Like, do these? And again,
don't think
these
they realize
people are
that.
like, they're on
See-
their way out. Who gives it? Like, that's not going to affect them at all.
Yeah, they're on death's door anyway. They're
Like-
like 80-something-year-old, probably double.
The only
triple
argument to say is like
boosted,
my
vax,
grandkids
Moderna
and my
shot.
grandkids' kids.
My
that's who
only
I'm fighting
point
for.
is though.
Then they're virtue signaling without a doubt.
Okay,
but-
yeah, virtue signaling. That's the point with the college kids on college campuses these days, with all of their like suspiciously matching tents and tables and all of their stuff that looks like they got like shipped in universally to all of these campuses. What did y'all accomplish? Because okay, me personally, when I see something wrong in the world, like for instance, the fact that there's a lot of dogs in kill shelters. And even the ones that are no kill shelters,
Mhm.
they don't have food and they don't have blankets, they don't have dog toys. That personally was like the world was ending to me growing up. So you know what I did when I was little? Instead of asking for birthday presents, I asked people to bring me dog food so I could go take them dog food. I didn't cry or scream about it or make a tweet about how, oh my gosh, it's so sad. You do something to actually fix the problem that you're seeing in the world.
But
You
but
don't just
standing in the
scream
middle
about
of a
it.
road, causing people to not be able to go to
I
their
mean, like
job,
gluing
that
your
causes
hand on the
problems.
asphalt, that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
but that's not, the. So
I'm
we
confused.
have Robert on YouTube. He just said a clip of Just Stop Oil tried stopping an oil tanker here.
Uh-huh.
I'm pulling it up right now, but
Please do.
But apparently it was cooking oil, not oil.
What
that
what
makes
they're
my
achieving.
deep fried Oreos,
Well,
y'all.
what
I
they're
love a good
saying
deep fried
is they
Oreo.
want maximum disruption to stop the government
I've
extracting
seen this
oil
one.
and gas.
This was
Yeah,
2
but that's
years
cooking
ago.
oil.
Yeah. It's cooking oil.
Saying is they want maximum disruption to stop the government extracting oil and gas.
Yeah, but that's cooking oil.
Oh, these people have no.
They can't even protest correctly.
It's so ridiculous how.
Dumb,
Yeah,
lunatic,
that's ridiculous.
insane.
That's actually
they
really funny. I
are.
never saw that, but
I saw that a few years ago.
no, but
And
yeah,
I always
no,
thought it was interesting.
it's just people are
Like,
again. I think what the problem is they don't have real problems, and they need to make up problems in order to feel better about
Barry,
themselves.
I said this weeks ago.
So I've been
I'm
saying
a
this for
firm
years.
believer-
Everyone says that, but I'm just telling you that's
No,
coming to my
no.
mind right now, and I'm just saying it.
What
Just
I was
because you
saying,
said it
no.
before doesn't mean I can't have the original thought either.
No, what I was saying weeks ago was that I don't think depression is actually real. Okay?
Depression's kind of a boredom.
No, okay, let me explain. Let me explain before everyone starts
Okay.
jumping on me about depression not being real. For Americans, I'm speaking for Americans, not the little kid
I don't
in,
think depression actually exists everywhere else, in like
Okay,
like India and the
okay,
slums.
okay.
I don't think it exists.
you know, like the
it
little,
comes
the
out of
little
boredom, in
skinny
my
child in
opinion. That's
Ghana
insane.
that's starving to death and the vultures are like staring him down. Not talking about that person. I'm talking about American youths, age Gen Z, you know, the 18 to 30-year-olds. Like, we live in America. You can go down to Trader Joe's and you can get a dozen jalapeno lime cookies and 2 dozen of your organic duck eggs, okay? Your milk and your bread is all there lined up for you. You want to go take a yoga class? There are multiple YMCAs and luxury gyms that you can go to. You want to go buy a car? There's literally a Ford and a Honda dealership right down the road. You want to go take on a new activity, sport, hobby, whatever? There's probably a million places in your town that offer it, okay? We're spoiled brats in America. What do we have to be upset about all the time? Oh, I'm so depressed. Like my life is so hard. Like your life is hard because you have to work hard for what you want. I'm sorry. Everybody has to do that, okay?
Well,
You're
here
not special.
on the screen, I have the definition of depression pretty much. It's basically
It's a mood disorder, okay?
I believe the effects of depression are real. Okay, just to clarify.
Okay, but
I
talking about
understand
your
what
problems,
you're saying.
No, but talking about
Um,
your problems and harping on them 24/7, that's why I don't believe personally in going to like an actual therapist office, because sitting down and just talking about everything wrong in your life and everything that's so bad and everything that you can't do or you just can't get over it, that doesn't fix it. Personally, the best thing that I think you could do to help stop some of these depression mood swing symptoms, stop talking about it all the time. You're not helping.
Correct.
You're just nailing it home even
Yeah, but-
harder into your brain and into your subconscious. Because this is truly like victim mentality, but for depression. If you really want to find something to be upset about, you'll find something. It doesn't actually have to be real or reality, but you'll be able to cry about it anyway and make it your whole personality. If I am upset or sad, you know what I do? Go be with my animals, go outside, go touch some grass, go read your Bible.
Well, like I
Like
said,
that would help.
I feel
so
like
much.
depression's a lot of just it's out of boredom because
Mm,
either you've
boredom,
basically
yeah.
done a lot of stuff to where you don't feel like you want to do anything. Sure, whatever the cases are. I think again most psychosis of today, of self-diagnosed psychosis and stuff like that, is all 100%
You
overblown.
mean like
as in-
OCD, schizophrenia? Like which
No. So
spectrum
like
are we talking about
so
here?
like say so.
Oscar?
I think I made fun of you this a couple weeks ago about this. It was about dyslexia. Are you self-diagnosed dyslexic or are you really diagnosed as dyslexic? My point is
I'm mom diagnosed.
sure, but my point is you're self-diagnosed. I am a bipolar. I have a psychosis of some sort. They actually haven't ever actually seen a professional to actually diagnose them, but you
I
can't.
don't think
which
half the
I
time
think-
you need to see a
but my point-
professional.
my point
I
is-
think you need to go touch grass.
My point is, I think people do it just
That's
for
my medical
victimhood
profession.
mentality to make up a problem with themselves in order to
Feel
make
special.
other people feel sympathy for them.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
So-
someone on TikTok says that that's not how depression works, and it's actually biochemical. And to that, I
So,
would argue this.
This is a brain
the world
disorder,
that
is
you
what it
live
says,
in.
as according to this medical
I hate to
thingy.
break it to
It's
everybody,
basically
but
saying
not
down the
every-
dumps or blue for a few days.
Okay, no.
That's what it says. No, that's literally the
That's
definition.
called a
That's the
period.
breakdown
That's called
easy.
a hormonal
Yeah, you're just having a bad day and therefore you're depressed for a
fluctuation.
couple
That's
days.
called
Correct.
I hit my shin on the side of the coffee table and I burnt my tongue on my pizza today. Oh, the world and the universe is against me. No. I hate to break it to everyone in the world right now, and to reality. You don't get to live in rainbows and sunshine. It's how you make it. Okay? I could sit here and I could complain. Truly, I could sit here and complain about everything wrong with my life, but I'm not going to, because that's not actually reality. It's not true. It's not what actually is going on. It's not who I really am as a person. Because I could take the exact same thing that would be bad and I could turn it into, well, here's everything good. For instance, okay, I have not won something in the freaking horse world, or at least not the things that I want, in a hot minute. Okay, I got qualified to go to the Match Horse World Finals Saturday. I placed like 6th or 7th. Okay, first place through 4th place got like literally thousands of dollars and prizes and buckles and spurs and all that. I could sit here and I could mope. But like, oh my gosh, everything sucks. I'm not winning. Life is terrible. My horses are running like trash. I'm trash. This is trash. I hate this. Or I could look at the fact that I got 2 amazing horses that ran super amazingly, like freaking awesome. Like they were troopers. So proud of them. And I could think, oh my gosh, look at all the stuff that I have. Look at my tack, look at my horses. Look at the fact that my mom, my dad, and one of my best friends sat through a hailstorm just to watch me run on a racetrack for 14 seconds for each horse. Like, look at all that amazing stuff. Look at all the time that I got to spend with people that I love and animals that I love. Even though I didn't win that $1,000 first place prize, and I didn't win the buckle, and I didn't win the spurs, and I didn't even win 4th place, last place. Look at all this amazing other stuff that I have.
But okay, so just to
How you make
push
it.
on this a little bit. So
Ugh.
a lot of people don't have
A
that
positive
privilege-
attitude.
that privilege and that upbringing that you have had in order to
I'm sorry, but a positive attitude is not privilege.
um
Because no, that's how you make it. That is how you look on the world. I cannot control
think a case
anybody
can be made-
else's
I think
attitude
a
or
case-
actions,
hold
but
on.
I control my own.
I agree with you, but I think a case can be made that stuff happens constantly throughout your entire childhood that you don't know how to form a positive attitude. Therefore,
Okay,
I-
you know
I
that
believe that
feeling
that stuff
when
does
you eat
exist.
your froyo that's covered in boba and sprinkles, and that little bit of joy that comes in your life? Yeah, you felt it. There's not a single person in this entire world that hasn't felt a little bit of joy and happiness at least once.
Correct.
You can't sit here and say, well, I've had so many bad things happen to me and so many people have done so many bad things that I don't know what that feels like, so I don't know how to do it.
well, that's my point. Is
What?
it's the whole depression thing comes out of loneliness and I think of boredom. I think is what it is.
Loneliness and boredom.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's where it comes out of. It's usually you're lonely.
You're not Scrooge
bored.
McDuck,
Um,
because even he had positives in his life. You know, that's actually the whole point of that story. Does anyone remember, A Christmas Carol, the Disney version, with Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck? The point was he lost track of the little things in life that made him happy, so he got so miserable, depressed, greedy, and just sad and lonely that he completely lost sight of all the good things. And he literally complained about how his life was so hard, but all the while, like, he had an amazing childhood and he is very well off right now, but he still couldn't see it. It doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. It's about how you perceive it.
perceive it.
Perceive it.
Perceive it.
Perception.
It's
Perception.
perceive. You're looking for perceive.
whatever. Or who you do it with. Like, are we really gonna say that, like, well, actually, I've actually heard people say this, I have nobody. And I'm like, well, what about that person? They're like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I do have them. And I'm like, well, what about that person? They're like,
You can.
yeah,
so
I guess
hold
I
on,
have
hold
them
on. So do you
too.
think-
And I'm like, so you're not alone.
I don't know if you've handled this, but you can be with somebody, as in like physically with somebody, but
Yeah.
not be with them and not
Not be with them, like mentally.
sure. Like
Is this what we're talking about?
so, I'm saying, like, again, I'm pushing back on that because
Yeah.
I think that you can be friends with somebody, and you can be whatever, but it's not that you're not gaining anything out of that relationship,
yeah,
either
I've-
or way, right?
Yeah,
So, I
I've
mean-
been there plenty of times
so-
before, Barry. I've had my fair
But-
share of friendships where I was watering turf grass.
Correct. I understand, but
I
my point
know.
is, like, some people, that might be how they view that person. They're not getting anything
Turf
out
grass?
of that. No, as in they're not getting at it. You said that person's over there. That you have like, oh yeah, well, that just because they're there doesn't mean that they're actually there. for
Okay,
you.
I'm not referring to the people that aren't actually there. I'm
Well, that's
referring
what I'm
to
trying
people
to
that
say.
are, because the whole point of that was they confirmed it. You see what I'm saying right now?
I
You
understand.
hear what I'm
I'm
saying
just,
here?
but oh, I
All
understand.
I'm saying is I'm hearing a lot of excuses, a lot of complaining. There is a lot of light and goodness in this world, but you just actually have to look for it. If we spent half the time that we did pointing out everything bad, and we spent that on pointing out everything good and just being better, the world would be so much better off as far as
Correct.
like morality goes.
Well, again, I
Like,
think that's
ask yourself,
okay.
Barry,
So I
before
think
you
I think
start giving that person a 1-star review, or you complain, or you decide to say something mean, think about it.
I think a big portion
Does
of
this
that
make the world a
is
better place?
the enemy is that whole. My father used to call it self talk, or
Like about
you-
yourself,
yeah, you're
Or
like
being like a douchebag
self talk is like
to
a lot of
yourself.
people grow up being like you're a loser, you're terrible, you're horrible, you don't
Wow.
look good. A lot of people do good. I grew up like that because that's how my parents talked to me. My
Wow,
mom,
that was your childhood? That's sad.
a lot of there's a lot of stuff in my childhood you don't even know that I've had to deal with. But yeah, no, there's it's a lot of craziness and people grow up with that. And it's hard to break that cycle when you're there reinforced every day. And so I do believe that the enemy does do that as well. Is able to tell you, you're worthless, you're useless, you did this, you did that. Therefore, it all compounds together and you get under this weight where you can't let go. It's harder to do that. And so you got to remember, people have different upbringings than you.
We all were brought up slightly different. My
understand.
problems aren't your problems, and your problems aren't my problems. You can't look at somebody and go,
But they can
yours
have-
was
But they could be
overall
dealing with their problems
better.
in a different way than you can, and the way they fix their problems is a different way than you can fix your problem.
yes, but
Would
this
you agree with that?
this excuse is not the right way for anybody to fix these problems,
Again, I'm not saying I agree. I think
because you're being
I
self-destructive.
think we're saying the same thing about the depression, that I think it's kind of a made up thing.
Mm.
But
Kind of the same thing, kind of not. One thing that I used to tell my ex all the time was self-destructive tendencies, which I'm realizing a lot more people have these days, which is when you like purposely sabotage good things in your own life while simultaneously complaining about losing them.
oh yeah, it's
I've
a
seen
cycle.
so many people do
It's a
that,
vicious
and it
cycle.
drives me that
And you're
banana
lucky that you don't have
bonkers.
that problem, but a lot of people do. I would think I have a problem with that too, personally.
Wow.
I overthink my things too much, and I talk myself out of doing things a lot, all the time.
Well, you earlier said that some people don't know where to find joy because they've never seen it before. If you would like to find that, you can just scroll Twitter until you find a man who put up a hammock inside a bus.
Okay, yeah, that's a good segue. I want to talk about
I
this.
saw this video.
Oh, I didn't know.
this
Oh, dang! I was hoping
morning.
you didn't see it because I saw it this morning too.
Seen this video
So
because
I
I can
w-
promise you there was no sign in that bus that said no hammock.
Okay, but here's the thing. I watched this and I was dying laughing. I was waiting for a ride this morning.
Yeah, that's called joy, Barry.
And it was stinking hilarious. I was
Mhm.
laughing. Let's just watch this.
Yeah, play-
I was hoping you didn't see this.
I've
Dang
already
it.
seen it because he's like, I'm
Gosh,
an
dang it.
anaconda.
Oh my gosh, it's just
Spins
so funny.
his hammock around.
Spoiler alert.
We've got a whole.
Where's the no hammock sign?
No, I can't see you. You can't see me. If you don't come on that,
I'm not here.
Call the police.
I'm not here.
Oh my god.
I was laughing so hard. It was like
Oh
5:30 this morning. I was laughing in my car.
You see
Oh
that?
my god.
Yeah. I'm like an anaconda.
See,
It's not even a good accurate description. It's not what anacondas do.
no, but when
He's
they
like a
grab onto
moth is what he
something,
is. I understand.
they
but
twirl, they spin. That's the
Come on,
point.
just drive the bus. Everyone's got places to go.
I don't think
Drive
we
the
can.
bus,
You
we got
get down
places
so
to
we can
go.
get where we're going, please.
What?
Dude, please.
I'm staying in the hammock.
I'm not moving this bus.
You know what? There's AC in here.
Dude, get
I've got
down.
snacks.
I got snacked.
Get down.
It's not moving.
Get
Where
down.
am I?
Get down.
It's kind of elaborate. It's funny, but
I would like
And then the video stops before he jumps out, but like, oh, come on. That, if you didn't even smile once during that video and feel a little bit of happiness or joy, like, you really are a Grinch.
it's so funny. Oh.
Like,
I was laughing so hard when I saw that. I thought
really
it was
was
so
great.
great. Oh,
See,
that guy wins the clip of the week without a doubt. Like,
honestly though, why couldn't he just drive the bus?
it's a liability.
No,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
comfy. He's not bothering anybody. He's just in his hammock. You know
In
what?
today's world,
he has more of a seatbelt on than any of those people on that bus because you didn't even have seatbelts on the
this
bus.
dude rigged this hammock up on his own.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy could hit a bump. Okay. And then one of those things fall and then he hits his head and he breaks his neck on the seat down below because he falls 4 feet
Do
and
it for
he's
the plot.
fumbled.
Do it for
And
the
then
plot.
what that guy does
Do
is
it
he ends
for
up
the
suing
plot.
the bus company
Do
for
it for the
$400 million.
plot. Barry,
And so, but my
Do it for
point
the
is
plot.
that's why he
do it for
can't
the
drive.
plot.
Again,
it for the plot.
logically,
Nope.
can you
for the
stop and
plot.
actually listen to what I'm saying here?
No.
Because I
Life is
will
more
throw
interesting when
something
you-
at you.
I
You know
dare you to
what?
throw
That's
something
what we
at
need to do. We need to buy like plushies where we can throw stuff at you. 'Cause I
Throw
need-
weapons back and forth. I got
Yeah.
breakable things on my
Mhm.
side, so I'm
I
not
get
throwing
it.
nothing. But all I'm saying is, in life,
You know that I'm right. That's why
No.
they can't move the bus. You just don't want to
No.
because you're being a little.
no, because I would be doing the same thing if I could. You know what? Bill Gates, Elon Musk, whoever wants to take this idea first, hammock bus transportation. I rest my case. Buses that have hammocks instead of seats. I'm thinking that's $1 million idea because I have never taken the bus before. Intentionally, I should say. Went on vacation, I think
I
maybe. I
guarantee
can't
they
think.
have beds because they have beds and trains.
But a
Yeah,
hammock.
sleeper buses. Yeah.
No, Barry, I don't want a bed. I want a hammock. I want
What's the difference?
day transport. Exactly. Why can't he move the bus then? If we
Because
have
that bus
beds
isn't
in
a
buses-
sleeper bus.
Oh my gosh. You know what? What's the difference between a sleeper bus and a normal bus? A bed?
There's a bed that's actually probably bolted to the frame.
Oh my gosh. Well, he's bolted to the wall.
It was not. It was probably carabiner clipped onto the freaking handlebar.
No, I saw it. He had the ratchet straps. He ratchet strapped that shit in there real good. Okay,
It's
on the far right side. He ratchet strapped that crap in.
Because no ratchet strap has ever failed on a truck at all.
Okay, first of all, ratchet straps are impossible to get off. I have fought with ratchet
That is
straps.
not true at all.
Ratchet straps and I are not friends. Okay? I do not like ratchet straps. You know what? Because I can never freaking get them off. I hate them.
They
All
can break, and they do break.
Oh my
You just said
gosh.
that they're impossible to fall.
People
That
break
is a
all the
lie.
time. Blah, 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 blah. They don't ever work properly with me. So you know what?
That's because it's user error.
Then I don't see a reason why he cannot drive
That's
the bus.
user error.
Drive the bus.
You are the reason why
No.
the straps don't work.
You know what?
It's not the straps. And yes, straps too can break on themselves as all. But I'm saying the reason
can
why you have
people.
problems with them is because you can't put them in.
So do
properly.
people. So I'm failing to see the reason why we could not have hammocks in a bus. Because quite frankly,
it's a liability.
feel like
just explained.
I think that would be so comforting though.
the guy will hit
to
a
be
bunch,
like
a
lulled
bump,
to
and it
sleep.
falls.
Like I always like sleeping in cars. Like I get super tired when other people drive. So like imagine a hammock in there. Ooh, I'd be out like a light.
They have trains where you can sleep. They have buses where
I've
you
been
can
on
sleep.
trains before. I've never gotten to
exist.
sleep on a train. I've always wanted to. White Christmas made it look so magical. But hammocks, Barry. Hammocks. That's all I'm saying. What else is going on in the world
I don't know.
other than hammocks
I can just what is
and
that Twitter do?
showers with your underage child as
Do a hunger strike for Palestine. I bet you anything in the last 37
Did you see
hours.
the meme off of this one where they were like, "We aren't eating anything except water and our tofu
So
and,
here
and
you
our
go.
organic grass-fed
Robert
protein
says,
snacks."
Robert says hammocks on a plane.
Hammocks on a plane.
Mhm.
I feel like okay, if you had a hammock on a plane, this is a question, Robert. If you had a hammock on a plane and turbulence happened, would you feel it more or less than if you were in a normal chair?
I think it'd be less.
I think Mythbusters needs to do something on
Because
this.
I think it would be
I-
less.
I really
because,
do.
Let me.
Because if you're dangling, the
Yeah.
plane is still shaking and you're still connected to the
It-
thing that is
it's-
shaking. But like,
But you have 2 different points. Maybe you need
I
3
know.
points. 3
this
points
is
to
a
have
good question.
um,
Good questions, everybody. I am highly intrigued.
but
on
that's the
this.
point, though. Too on the bus, the same situation. again, a turbulence or a bump, a pothole. He ends up
Mhm.
breaking the carabiner because it falls.
Oh my gosh,
And then
Barry,
he hurts
you are
himself.
just Debbie Downer. Remember that thing we
That's
talked
not a
about
Debbie
earlier
Downer, it's an
about being
explanation.
like all just depressing and like just boring, like talking and whatnot. Like
How is it
those.
Debbie Downer to give you the reason why he can't drive?
Because I don't like the reason.
Good argument.
I don't like the reason.
I don't like your
I
argument.
don't like it. Nope.
I don't like it,
I
therefore
really don't.
you were wrong.
hmm
I have no other real reason. I rest my case, Your Honor.
I'm pulling a Democrat, just like full blue card right now.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Or is
So
it a
I don't
Democrat
want it
or-
anymore.
Or is it a woman?
A what one?
What?
What?
Huh?
Okay, I actually didn't hear what you said. You have to repeat it.
It's okay. I don't need to repeat it.
Oh my gosh. This is supposed to be the BS podcast where we talk, Barry. If you say something and I don't hear, like, what's.
That's your own fault.
Oh my gosh.
Improve your listening skills.
Don't mumble like a child. Maybe if you were homeschooled, you
I
have better
didn't.
speech
Go
skills.
back and watch it later. See what I said.
Oh my gosh.
You won't.
Yeah, you know I won't because I
I know
don't
you
feel like
won't.
listening to hearing myself talk for an hour.
How do you think I feel?
Mm.
Uh,
No, but seriously, what else is going on in the world?
Yeah,
Comment down below
nothing.
what the heck
There's a
is
lot of,
going
like,
on. There
there's
is
a lot of
nothing
drama.
interesting happening.
There's a lot of drama
I don't
between,
care about Met
between
Gala drama.
commentators.
I don't.
That's it. But
I've been
that's
saying
my-
it for
Can I finish the
years.
thought, please?
No.
That's like the only thing that's going on is like
Is Met
drama
Gala.
between like commentators, and it's really annoying, and I don't
Ugh.
like it. It's really stupid. I agree.
I hope to never
But I'm
be
just saying
involved
that's what a lot of the stupid
in
problems
any
are.
of them.
Well, the issue is the problem is we're not gonna watch that one.
What the heck is that?
But the problem that's how a lot of people get famous right
Mhm.
now is because they're clicks, because it's drama. Because
I don't
it's
want to be
soap
involved.
opera. It's real. It's
I don't want to be involved in the drama, Barry. Listen.
and that's why we don't have views.
Thanks a lot for that. Okay, that's real encouraging, Barry. But at least my viewers
how
know.
many Jews there are
Well,
in
I want
things.
to talk about other people's drama. I just don't want to be involved in the drama. Okay, that.
I know. I personally don't want to talk about other people's drama. I care less.
I mean, I'm a woman,
10
so
years
like
to build that bridge?
I'm pretty Snoopy. I mean that's built into our DNA
You're a
to
woman.
do.
That's why.
That is what I just said.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you.
Ugh. You scroll through Twitter like an elderly man.
What, you want me to do this? What do you mean?
Well, I'm just like
What do you want me to do?
slowly.
how do I
slowly
scroll
going through
differently?
it. I don't know. I just don't like the way that you're scrolling through Twitter right now is bothering me. Did you see that the?
How should I scroll?
Oh my gosh.
Please educate me, because apparently I'm an elderly man scrolling through Twitter because that happened.
Yeah, well, Thomas drives like an elderly man when I'm in the car. Except yesterday he was driving like an absolute maniac through the rain. I could have smacked him right there. But did you see the? Oh, actually, this happened yesterday. Did you see the trans pregnant dude woman thing that was on the cover for like those Calvin Klein Mother's Day ads?
I've no idea.
Okay, well, that was a thing, and I was kind of insulted about it
Why?
because it was their Mother's Day ad. Calvin Klein had a trans man as their Mother's Day ad post. You don't see why that's a little weird? Or are we just like totally fully past talking about that?
What is there? What more do I have to say about it? I agree.
I don't know. I'm just
I don't know
looking
what
at
you
I'm just
want me to
looking
say.
at
Do you
the
want me to
ad and
make
I'm
up
kind of
something?
freaked out by it. Like, do you ever just look at something and think, "Oh, I feel uncomfortable looking at this"? That's me right now.
Well, that's. I guess I don't know.
That's it. That's all that they did. They had a trans man as their Mother's Day post. It's fine though, right? Okay, I can't look at this without feeling uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to see.
I don't want to pull it up because I don't really care.
I mean, I wouldn't pull it up because I'm pretty sure YouTube or TikTok will be like, porn. Even though, like, when they post it, it's like glorified and beautiful. But then when we post it to talk about it, it's like,
Well,
that's not PG-13.
because we're having wrong thing.
Wrong thing. That can happen. Why are we always doing?
Well, apparently a dude won a women's track meet this weekend.
Wow, shocker.
He broke the 400 women's record.
I can't see him. I would love to see a close up of his wrong feminine face. Let me see. Zoom in on him. Can you get a little closer? No, be closer.
Yeah, I don't have.
No, really.
It don't matter.
Well, at the very least, did he get rid of the bulge?
I doubt it. No one ever does.
I feel so bad for that girl in second place, though. She is like,
I don't. I don't feel bad anymore. Don't
okay,
race.
I do.
Don't do it.
What
Bro-
choice do they have?
Stand up.
I mean, yeah, I saw.
Stand up for it. What
what was-
what is it? Those the shot put people like 2 weeks ago that they all went there and they just walked off because they were saying
The
this
what?
is bullcrap. The shot put people. You don't remember that?
I mean, I saw a group of girls that like refused. I thought it was like a frisbee or like a ball throwing tournament or something, and they all like refused to do it. I
Yeah.
thought I saw that on Instagram. But
Yeah, it was like a week or two ago.
I
They
can still
refused-
feel kind of sad for the girls who like work their donks off to get there, and then it's either all right, get turned
But
out
again-
because you don't compete, or compete against a guy and
And
lose.
this is the problem.
It's a lose-lose.
And this is why I have no sympathy anymore.
Ugh.
They're not standing up, and it's usually women defending all this
Yeah.
garbage. Men are against it because we know there's a reason why they're separate between man and women's sports. There is
I'm
just
well
a
aware.
huge
I mean, I know.
discrepancy that's just so
Believe
far
me.
and vast.
Yeah, I know. I
But the
have
problem is the only people that
ovaries,
are
you
standing
have
up
a
against this
wiener. We
garbage
get
are
it.
men and maybe like
Most
a
of
few
us do.
people like Riley Gaines and all that stuff. And that's it. Usually it's women that are just going along with it.
I mean, very,
That's the problem.
I am.
That's why
completely
these
with you on
women who
this.
ran this race just shouldn't have raced. Make a protest out of it. Stand up for your rights. Because you know what? Yeah, I understand. They worked hard. I get it. And I agree.
See, this is why I
I
don't
have
want to ever
sympathy.
do. Yeah, that tournament. What type of tournament is that? They're like
No,
throwing
so
balls.
it's a shot put is what it's called. So they
It's
go
called
up,
shock put.
shot, SHOT.
Shot put.
They go up and they step off the line because that's a foul and you lose your throw. All of the women did this. They were
Good for them.
13-year-old women.
Why do the 13-year-olds have more common sense than your
Exactly
average
my
adult?
point. That's why with this person, I have no sympathy for these women here who ran in second place.
You never know. There could have been one or two of them that decided not to run, but we don't hear about it. I'm just saying.
Riley Gaines even regretted actually racing against the guy. I forget his name. Leah Thomas, right?
Yeah.
She's actually she's like recounted
Gross.
she regretted actually racing. She should have stood up and not done it. And now she's a huge
Yeah.
speaking out person. Personally, I think maybe she kind of maybe saw a monetization opportunity, maybe because it's become.
Absolutely.
and I
she
do-
does. She's
maybe
a
she
cute
did do
blonde. I
that.
hate to break it to
I
y'all.
agree, and I wait.
Because-
I don't know whether about the blonde thingy, but I just
She
think
is literally a cute blonde.
she was she saw a way to monetize. I
Very-
think
When I was at, I think it was
I agree.
CPAC or something. I met her,
Mhm.
and I met the.
Was she
was
around
a.
when was that?
I don't know. It was some convention in.
You actually met Riley
Texas.
Gaines? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I met her. Okay, this is why it honestly is kind of sad. I met her, and I met a Jewish female skateboarder, and they both did the exact same thing at the exact same time because there was men in their sports. But Riley Gaines was the one who got famous and got popular because she's the cute, blonde-haired,
Sure.
white chick. You know, like she looks like she could be on the Ingram Angle.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
looks
calling it
female
as I
pop.
see it.
Correct.
And then the Jewish skateboarding girl was like this quirky, like curly haired, short Jewish girl that just didn't make the cut, I guess. Because
Yeah.
they both literally did the exact same thing at the exact same time. Riley Gaines got famous.
Yeah,
She
but-
didn't.
Okay, but
Just a thought.
Just
It's an
to throw it out
observation.
there,
An observation. That's all.
the Leah
Just saying.
Thomas thing was gigantic news. The skateboard chick, and I think I know who you're talking about.
Mhm. I don't even
was
remember her
not
name.
gigantic.
And I met
Exactly.
her. I feel bad, but that just shows
She wasn't I think she works with Tim right now.
She does.
I think she works with Tim Pool. As part of his.
Last I checked,
thingy.
she was moving back to Israel.
Oh, maybe it's not the same person I'm thinking of. But
I mean,
there was a
maybe
girl-
she decided not to.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to move
but
back
my
there
my
right
point
now.
is this.
Saying.
To be fair, the Riley Games did blow up because Leah Thomas was the biggest thing for like that span of 4 months,
yeah.
right? And so
I mean, I definitely think
I'm just playing.
her circumstances.
I think that she
played a
was able to
role
monetize
into
on this whole
that.
situation, though, without a doubt. And she did use it to her advantage, which is good on her. Fine, go ahead. But
All
I
I'm
hope
pointing
that's
out
not her
is
only reason
the
why she's
irony.
speaking out.
That's it.
so
That's it. That's all I'm pointing out. But see, this is why personally I will never again compete in gender specific sports. And I will never
you do compete in gender specific sports. What are
No,
you
I
talking
don't.
about?
No, I don't.
Is barrel racing a gender specific sport, right?
No.
What do you mean no?
Barrel racing
That's
and
what you
mounted
have told
shooting.
me.
No. Barrel racing is predominantly a female sport because
Yeah.
it's considered a more girl thing
Yeah.
compared to bull riding.
Yeah.
But okay, the guy who just won the Patriot the other day with a pot, he literally won $1.1 million.
I don't know what's a Patriot? I don't know what that
Okay,
means.
it's this giant big barrel racing competition. The point is, the guy who won the whole thing, who won $1.1 million on this like one barrel run, is a dude named Brandon. Brandon Collins, I think, is what his last name is. It's a dude. Like, guys can compete in it. There is no like this
But
is a
There's
girl
a
only
reason why he
event.
won, because he's the dude.
No, it's because
This
he was
is
good
why
as
they
hell.
have separation between women and men, because men will always dominate. Always.
Barry, I hate to break it to you, but it wasn't because he was a dude. Because
Are
that's
you sure?
I'm pretty positive.
Pretty positive.
Barry,
There's
okay,
yeah.
the thing about the horse world is that it's mostly based off of your horse, not based off
Yeah.
of you. You have to have a riding skill. It's a skill that is universal for women and for men. Now, is that the same for bull riding or saddle bronc? No, absolutely not. I've gotten on a bull before. The same bull, actually, that one of my friends from high school rodeo had ridden the week prior and got thrown off of. I got thrown off just the same. He couldn't hold on. I definitely could not hold on to the same bull. Barrel racing is a sport that I do. Girls compete in it mostly, but there are a lot of guys. I have really good guy friends who do barrel racing and do really, really well. And interestingly enough, usually the guys have a harder time doing it because they have this penis in the way of the saddle. Okay, that kind of hurts. So I've been told, all right? And girls, we're a lot more flexible and we're lighter. And in a speed event where every 10 pounds is a tenth of your second of your time off, that could count against you to be a dude. Like, see, you're pulling up the stuff about Brandon. It has nothing to do with that he's a guy. It has something to do with that he was a crazy good rider and he has a crazy good horse. That's the only thing. Now,
So what you're claiming is if
barrel racing is gender
saying
neutral.
you in
So is
general,
mounted shooting.
Not saying you in general. The best female racer to get on this same exact horse as this guy,
Mhm.
and you think that they would have the same scores and whatnot, there's no difference whatsoever between the two of them.
If that girl was at the same level of a rider as he is, yes.
Which is the number one rider. So I would assume he's close to probably number one rider and number two rider, right? If you
I
win $1
mean,
million, that's
he's-
a pretty freaking big deal.
He's okay. So this
That's not something that's like happens all the time. You got to be the best of the best.
It actually does.
But you have to be the
Barrel
best of the
racing is
best.
kind of huge. So he, as of right now, I mean, the big barrel racing event that everyone always tries to get to at the end of the year is something called the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo. It's in December. It's in Las Vegas
It's a
every
Super
year.
Bowl of rodeo. Yes.
Super Bowl of rodeo.
Correct.
That's a good way of putting it. So to get into that in one of the 7 events, you have to be in the top 15. Right now, he's not even in the top 15 because it's based off of money accumulated
So
from
why
the pro
in the world
rodeo.
did he win $1 million?
Because this was a
And why did
complete-
the number one or number two people who were in that top things win this?
Okay, first of all, I know that
They
there
would
were a
be
few
there,
other
right?
No, a few other of the women got like second, third, fourth, but this guy particularly I can't speak today. Okay. Particularly. So, how do I explain this to people who don't know rodeo? So, how to get into the NFR to get into the top 15 is based off of money earned by sanctioned pro rodeos. So, I can't just go and like this
Show
rodeo,
up.
for instance, it's not a sanctioned rodeo. So, the money that the payout for this rodeo doesn't count to go to the NFR.
But
Does that make sense?
$1 million freaking dollars.
I'm
don't care
well
who
aware
you
of
are.
that. I'm well
Everyone's
aware
gonna
of
want
that.
$1 million. Is my point.
Barry, like first place at a round at the NFR is like $80,000.
So even more incentive that every single buddy who's anybody would go to this event if they could. That's my point.
Okay. How do I explain this?
I don't know. That's why
He's
I'm
a really good rider.
asking.
He is
And
crazy
again,
good.
The question I have is you
But
take the number one woman rider and you take the number one rider, either this guy or whoever, and you put them on the same exact horse. You're telling me that it's only on the horse and not the man or the woman.
I hate to break it to you, but the horse is the one doing a lot of the running. You have to set up that
I
horse
agree
well.
with you, but I'm asking, like,
Barry, his wife is a great barrel racer. I'm sure she could get on that horse and make a very, very, very good
I
run.
don't think you understand what I'm trying to ask.
Barry, that is my point, is that barrel racing, mounted shooting, these events have really nothing to do with gender. That's why I appreciate them and I like them, because I can go out there and whoop a guy's ass in an event. Okay? I probably couldn't do that in other sports.
I understand.
That involved me
understand.
having to be the one that had to physically
But
take
again,
them
that's
down, run,
So
kick, fight, punch, I don't know, bite, whatever.
back to the original argument, though, you have that luxury in track and field, in swimming,
I don't.
in sports.
I'm well aware.
No,
I
but
would
they
get
don't
my
have the
butt
luxury
beat.
to be able to compete with
Okay.
the male counterpart.
My point was, I do not want to be competing in sports that have to be specific to male or female. That's why I said I appreciated
And again,
barrel
you have that
racing
luxury.
and mounted shooting.
If your
because-
sport was track and field or swimming, you would not have that luxury.
Okay, Barry, I got that. I'm well aware.
Okay.
The only comment I was making was that's why I'm not going to be contributing to those sports anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to be involved with that. For instance, mounted shooting, for instance, I am a part of the saddle series right now. And the horse that I'm running in this series is a horse named Trailer Trash. He's the sweetest, bestest boy in the world. I love this horse to death. He belongs to my friend Ken. I run that horse in a competition, and that same guy runs that horse in that competition as well. So this horse is getting run double every competition. And you know what? Let me just tell you right now. So far, he's beating me on his horse.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with that he's a guy. It's that he's ridden this horse longer. He's done mounted shooting way longer than me. But I'm
So
catching
there
up
is
and I'm
skill
catching up.
outside of the horse.
No, it has to do with your riding skill.
Yeah.
This guy, Ken, great guy. Love
Yeah.
him to death. He is such a good friend to my family. He has been running this horse in mounted shooting for years. He is a level 2 mounted shooter nationwide. Do you understand how big that is? He's a level 2 mounted shooter. The only person better than him is my coach, Tammy, who's a level 1 champion mounted shooter. And I'm catching up on both of their tails.
Mhm.
The point is, she's a woman. She's beating him, but he's a man and he's beating me.
And
It has nothing to do with your biology. It has to do with your skill. It's like math.
but it comes to the number one and the number
Oh my
one.
gosh.
That's my point.
It comes to the number 1 and the what?
The number one and the number one. It's not about the number 16 and the number 12. It's not about that. It's not about the number 8 and the number 27.
Which point?
The best of the best versus the best of the best who will win. In
Yeah, that's
almost
why
all of
Brandon is
sports,
up there with
in all
plenty of
in
girls.
all of sports. If you take the number one person, they will run circles around the number one person. I'm sorry, the number one male. They will
Mhm.
run circles around the number one female in every sport. And I was asking,
My point
with
is
the
not
barrel
these.
racing, I don't know if there's a difference. That's what I was getting at. But
in barrel racing, it's not that case. That's why I appreciate it, because it's not based off of how much you can deadlift or how much you can squat or run or fight. It's based off of your mobility, your agility, and your riding. It's a universal thing that men and women can have. There have been a lot of kick-ass girl cowgirls, and there's been a lot of kick-ass guy cowboys. That's why I appreciate this sport, because it's an equal playing field.
Sure.
Now, let me just tell you right now, I got a mare who's 1,300 pounds who could outpower my gelding any day of the week, but he could outjump her. That's the cool part of these horse sports, is you got a lot of things working in your favor, a lot of things against you, but it's the horse that levels the playing field for girls and guys. Now, someone made a comment about jockeys. Like the Kentucky Derby happened the other day. There's a really good reason why jockeys are short, tiny little
Mhm.
men.
Yeah.
There've been plenty of female jockeys, but usually they're men because most men midgets, this is one of the only career fields that they could go into successfully. A lot of smaller female midgets have other options to go to. When you're a man and you're that short and you're in the horse world, it's kind of natural that you go into jockeying horses for racing. Women, we have a lot of other options. Men don't. That's why you see a lot more male jockeys in the Kentucky Derby and in Beaumont and all these other big wig races. You see what I'm saying?
I do. I
Am I
understand.
speaking English?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Well, take another two sports, for instance. Calf roping and breakaway roping. These are two other sports in the rodeo world. Same thing, same premise. You and your horse back up into what we call the box next to the calf chutes, and you nod your head and they release a calf. In calf roping, the guy has to rope the calf, jump. Well, first of all, he has to dally his rope, then jump off the horse, then run down his rope, grab the calf, flip the calf, tie the calf up, hands go up. That's your time. Okay, that's calf roping. That's the male sport.
Mm-hmm.
Breakaway roping, same premise at the beginning.
With less physical activity.
We have a violation on TikTok for hate speech and hateful behavior. Great. Fascinating.
What hate
I'm
speech?
talking
It's
about
everybody
women
just,
in
no,
rodeo.
it's the
Good
morons,
Lord, hate
it's
speech.
the morons just flagging us in TikTok, just saying, "Oh,
Have fun with that, haters. Okay, but in
we're never
breakaway
gonna be able to go
roping,
live on
same
TikTok.
premise. You back your horse up into a box, you nod your head, they release a calf from the chute. You rope your calf, and your end of your rope gets dallied off, goes through the headstall, and you usually have some kind of like fabric connected to the end of it, usually a little strip of fabric or a handkerchief, whatever. Second, that little piece of fabric leaves your horse, that's your time. The difference is, girls, we don't run down and catch the calf
correct."
and tie it up because biologically,
Sorry.
are we really playing TikTok dance memes?
No, I didn't mean to. I can't
He's
get
still
out of this.
playing it. The point is, we get to do something different because women are biologically
Correct.
weaker.
Correct.
But in barrel racing and mounted shooting, it's based off of how well you can do a cloverleaf pattern around 3 cans. In mounted shooting, it's based off of how fast you can pull that hammer back and then fire that trigger at a balloon.
While riding a horse.
Yeah, while
which is-
riding a horse.
which
And
is
let me
very
just tell you, women actually have a disadvantage in that, not because of anything biologically with our body, but because most 45 Vaqueros or just 45, 6-round guns are usually designed for man hands. And so if you want to have a little bit more of an advantage for a woman, you usually have to get a bird's head attached to the bottom, and you have to get the hammer turned down because, I shoot with a man's gun because I do. Do I think getting a bird's head and making it easier for myself might give me an advantage? Yeah, but am I toughening it out and shooting with the best of them? Yes. That's the only true advantage in mounted shooting. So maybe, just maybe, we should stop contributing to the gender dividing sports and focus on the ones that we actually all can do together, regardless
But
of...
there aren't many of that, though.
I know there aren't many of them,
That's
but
the
then on all
problem.
these, you literally just said that they should, quit and
Yes.
just turn out of these shoots when these guys show up. Great.
Yes.
So you're basically saying that they can't compete in
They
their
already
own
can't
sport
com-
that they qualified into, but since they can't go to the
And
sports
that's-
that are gender
This
neutral,
it's a catch-22.
okay, yeah.
But there's no winning, there's no losing here.
that's what
They-
that's
they-
my point.
If they compete, they lose.
Yeah.
If they don't compete,
They
they
lose.
lose. But the issue with not competing is there's no competition to be had.
Mhm.
Therefore, they will end up if enough people say we're not going to compete because you
Mhm.
have a dude racing a female,
Yeah.
the dude won't be able to race either because there's nobody to race against. Therefore, they will say, "Sorry, dude, you can't do this. You, the minority,
Need to leave.
is taking up all the
Bye.
problems for everyone else. Gone." So again,
Bye.
until women actually finally stand up for themselves
Yeah.
and do this to where they
Mhm.
stop racing, nothing will change. And therefore, it's been over 3 years of this garbage, probably a little bit more than that. But 3 years
Yeah,
of
it's been
really
going on for
hard,
a little while longer
whatever,
than that, Barry.
of men trying to stand up for these women's rights and these women's sports. And until the women finally start doing it, I'm completely done. I don't give a crap anymore.
Yeah,
You
well,
do
if I
you.
was a woman in that
Go
world,
ahead.
I would be doing that already, but I can't because I am a part of sports that allow both because both can compete fairly with each other. So I can say that from, my own luxury of being able to compete in sports
Yep.
that allow that, but everybody else doesn't have that. So
But again,
take that with a grain of salt,
but
how
again,
you
it doesn't
will.
matter. It's
Like,
been proven over and over again in all pro sports. Men, like the whole tennis thingy was the biggest thing, like back in the 70s. Like,
tennis.
yeah. Did you hear about the tennis one? Well, not the 70s. This one
glorified
happened a
ping
couple of
pong.
little, like maybe 10 years ago with Venus and Serena. A dude was smoking and drinking while playing tennis. He was like number 200 or something like that in the world of tennis. And Venus and Serena are 1 and 2 in the prime of their life. They went and they fought. They fought him. They
Fought.
played him.
They played.
I'm pretty sure
a
he
game
didn't
of
even lose
tennis.
a point. And he was smoking and drinking on the sidelines, and he played them both back to back. And he could whoop them, and they couldn't handle him. These are the best tennis players of all time for women. They couldn't even handle him. He was a nobody in the tennis. He was like number 200 somewhere out there. It was ridiculous.
Well,
It's just it's been proven over and
sucks
over
to
again.
suck.
It can't. Again,
Mhm.
these people need to start standing up.
Lemmy, you're
themselves.
telling me my friends, we have this weird obsession with like jujitsu, and all of my guy friends do jujitsu, and a lot of the girls are kind of like, well, we want to learn how to do this. I was kind of the first one because I was, being me, and I got my ass beat every time.
Yes.
Every time they were able to get me in something called an arm bar, and
guy
I'm like,
smaller than
okay,
you
you're
will be
gonna
able to
break
do
my
it.
arm. Okay, I got it. You're stronger than me. And when I,
A guy smaller than you will always do that.
you know
too.
what? Yeah, and one of those guys was smaller than me, and it was kind of
He
like,
will
"Ugh."
always be able to
I hated that.
overpower you because there's
But-
there's something about males with the
I
testosterone
know
that can do
they have
that.
testosterone because the entire time afterwards, they were all like pounding their chests and acting like absolute dorks. But even when I fought some of the girls and we were doing that, like it was definitely more even. But I have this one friend, Lauren. She sat on me, like straight up, sat on me, and I still lost.
Well,
And that is okay. I have accepted that I am apparently physically inferior when it comes to brute strength.
remember the conversation
I don't
about
need it.
you? It was like maybe 8 months ago about you being in the army, saying that you would be okay, and we had this huge long conversation about how you would not be able to
I don't
handle
wanna
it.
Hold on. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Now I'm glad. Are you admitting that you were wrong in that conversation?
You know what?
Do you remember what conversation I'm talking
I
about? Correct?
remember that conversation perfectly fine, Barry.
Do
Thank you
and
very
so
much.
I want to hear
Gosh.
it. I want to hear you. Are you admitting that you were wrong? That you would not be able to actually survive all that stuff?
I don't want to be in the army. I would prefer
No.
being in the chair
Don't
force.
dodge.
Or,
Do
or
not
I will be
dodge.
in the Navy in the
Do-
Marine Mammal
stop it.
Program working with
I will
dolphins.
not
Let me go
stop
work
on
with
this.
dolphins. I'm going to go work
Do
with
not
dolphins.
dodge the question that I'm asking.
Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah,
want
blah,
to
blah,
hear
blah,
you
blah,
that you
blah,
will
blah,
admit
blah, blah,
that you were stop it. Stop being a baby.
blah.
Be an adult.
No.
Are you really not going to admit that you were wrong in that entire conversation?
Fine, Barry.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
I would not be able to withstand
We
grown
had
men
like an argument
sitting
about
on
it
me.
for like 20 minutes.
I remember it just fine. Thank
You're
you.
like, oh, I can do it. I would have
Thank
no
you.
issues. And I sat here and
Okay, Barry, you know what? I will admit that when it comes
Thank
to
you.
when it comes to physical hand-to-hand contact with grown-ass men, I would probably not
not
survive.
probably.
I would most likely
Not
not
most
survive.
likely.
You know what? I would play dirty and I would absolutely do a groin shot. You know, I would do the grab and twist. That seems to put them down every time.
No.
Tried it multiple times on multiple people. It seems to work. But when it comes to marksmanship, I could hold my own. Thank you. I will rest my case on that. I will be the sniper up in the mountains. You won't even see me. I will be a ghost. I don't want to see you because if I do see you, I could survive doing that. Thank you. I rest my case.
That was not the argument. Now you're shifting the goalpost. Go
Blah,
ahead. Be a
blah,
Democrat.
blah, blah.
Be someone who's losing the debate. Go ahead.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, Barry. A lot of
Yeah, from
excuses.
yourself.
Oh my God.
What excuse have I portrayed?
I can't think of any right now.
It's
But
because there's
it's because,
none
no,
there.
it's because you have
It's 'cause there's
Barry's
none
weapon
there.
of choice is insults and sarcasm
Win. What insult?
all
Name
the
it.
time.
Name one right now that I
One
had an insult. Name one right now.
I believe I've been called a moron by you and
In
technologically
this conversation we're having right now, what insult did I do to prove my point?
Not
that
in
you
this
were wrong?
conversation.
Oh,
Not in this.
That's exactly
It's because
what I
we're
thought.
live. Just wait. If we had a camera on Barry and I before we went live, oh gosh, we'd have to put a PG-13 warning on it 24/7. Especially, have you heard us talk?
How?
Have you heard us?
How am I any different than any time we've ever had a conversation?
It's
right now?
very, it's
I would
usually
not
a little
change
bit
myself
darker.
at all.
It's usually a little bit darker, a little bit more violent, a little bit more
It's not
insults
true at
thrown.
all. What world do you live in?
What? You and I both know that us being on camera is a little bit more chill than off camera. Particularly because you were like, okay, we can't say that. That's a little bit bad.
We
Until
can't say
you're like,
TOS words. That's what I'm saying. I don't give a crap.
unless,
Saying TOS words. But again, I don't really say TOS words anyway in our daily conversation either.
unless the one time you actually said something, I am very hard to like leave flabbergasted and shocked. But there was one time you were like, hang them up on the neck by the streets and from the flag post.
And what was
to,
that
like,
context?
two kids who ran over a guy.
Just,
in a
okay.
car.
So because you brought this up, we want to have the context here, okay?
Okay.
This
context.
is the thing.
Do tell.
It was Adrian Prost,
Yep.
okay? It was the
Mhm.
Las Vegas biker. He was like 50, 60 years old.
Yep.
Riding his bike down the
Retired police officer, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
he was riding his bike down in Las Vegas and two kids
Yep.
strained themselves. They were juveniles. I think it was like
Mhm.
17, 16 or 18 and 17. And they were juveniles.
Yeah.
Okay. Or whatever.
They were like
they're not
16 and
juveniles. They're
17,
douchebags
something like
is
that.
what they are. And what I said was,
Mhm.
in context, they
Do
ran
tell.
over a guy
Yep.
with their vehicle and
Yep.
laughed about it.
Yep.
Okay? While they
'Cause they
stole a
thought they were in
vehicle,
GTA,
they were
it was
committing
a
and they
whole
committed
thing.
actual homicide and not homicide, murder. That's what this was.
Mhm.
And they laughed about it and they
Uh-huh.
streamed it. They were in the courtroom and they were getting read their what do you say, the
Rights?
no, not the
Miranda's?
rights, the
Sentencing?
charges. I'm sorry.
Yep.
The charges on them, and they were laughing in the
Uh-huh.
courtroom, showing not 1 ounce remorse. And
Yep.
I said, and I have no problem saying this again. I don't know why you think this is weird.
I
Is
think it's a little dark
it's not dark? What's
for
the difference?
the internet. But
How is it dark? It's not, okay. I'm
because
gonna
we get in trouble
I'm gonna
for
say what I said.
everything.
I'm gonna say what I'm saying.
TikTok,
This is what I
YouTube,
said.
they hate us.
I don't give a
Take us
crap.
down for
TikTok's already
everything.
banned us. Who gives a crap?
Hey, we're still going
we
live
haven't
on
even done
TikTok,
anything
though.
on TikTok. I don't know
We
why
haven't
we were
gone
banned.
like under like 80 views this entire time.
But
I'm just saying.
anyway, my point
TikTok's
is,
going strong.
what happened was, bring it back to this, is they had showed no remorse. And I said, those guys need a trial right now.
Yep.
It needs to be a speedy trial.
Speedy trial.
And it needs to be found guilty. And once they're found guilty, they need
Yep.
to be live at the White House steps at 6 p.m. prime time in a public hanging. 'Cause that's
A
the only way to
public hanging.
stop this action right here with no
Mm.
remorse and nothing whatsoever. How is that any different than a live execution?
My only point of this.
You just don't like the fact that it's graphic, because the reason why I want it graphic is so that people will change their minds that there's an actual consequence to their actions, which these kids had no actual consequence to their actions. They will rot in jail for the next 50 years and do nothing and be nothing
It's
but a
waste of
detriment to
money, be
society.
honest.
We need to get rid of them. They need to be excised from the gene pool. I have no issue saying that whatsoever.
Okay.
How is that bad?
Barry, I don't disagree. That wasn't the point. The
That's
point.
literally what you just said was the only thing that you were shocked and flabbergasted about.
Just because I was shocked that you said it live on YouTube does not mean I
And it wasn't live. We
disagree.
were not live with those whatsoever on that. We were filming an episode.
Oh my gosh, filming an episode, posting it later, same thing.
I never
Even
posted
on
that.
TikTok.
I never posted that because it was me talking, not you.
My only point of this entire tangent that now started like 8 minutes ago was that when we don't have a camera going, usually the conversations are a little bit more wild. And he can't even agree with that. And he knows it's true. If mom was here, mom would say the same thing. Because even she sometimes goes, Savannah Barry. And you know that's true. That is absolutely true.
Again,
Ugh,
I have no problem
no problem with saying public execution.
with saying you don't have a problem with a public execution either, though.
See, I just feel like when we get into the territory of public execution, our government gets way too much power and it'll start happening to innocent people. That's my thought on that. Don't give me that look. You know it's true.
I don't know what it'll look to give you. I'm just looking at you.
If we start giving our government power to do public executions, to
They have
execute.
power to do executions right now.
Oh my gosh, I know. You can get it by the needle, and even in some states, you can still get the
So how is it
electric
any
chair.
different than to send a message saying
I don't know,
do this?
Barry. I don't like the idea of our government being able to execute anybody. I see the reason why, because it's a waste of tax dollars, and why should they get to sit in a comfy AC cell for the rest of their life with food and healthcare and libraries and gyms?
Okay.
Like they're freaking privileged.
I want to clarify this. So Naruto just said he gets my point, but it won't stop dumb people from committing crimes. It will not stop everybody. I understand, but having a harsh reality and showing the consequences to a generation who doesn't understand that there's consequences to their actions because they have no rule, they have no actual like sanctity of life. They don't believe life actually matters and have no consequence. Like, so I mean, I completely wholeheartedly disagree. Look at I think it's Arab countries. If you're caught stealing, you get your hand chopped off. They don't have stealing whatsoever because there's an actual harsh
fair.
consequence. So if you show that there's
Cut your
a harsh
hand off if you
consequence,
get caught stealing an apple.
yes,
That sounds like the start of a Disney princess movie I know very well. Barry, I agree that there needs to be harsher punishments for people who take innocent life, but
yes, it would set a precedent, John Doe. Thank you.
it would set a precedent. But at the same time, I don't like them. I don't like that they have the power that they already do have. I don't feel like giving them more power. They already do executions. And apparently, I read an article that was like, after your sentencing to actually being executed is somewhere on average of like 12 to 15 years. Like it's
Well, that's because of the appeals.
appeals and evidence, and they basically just
I
get to
want
live
the
out their
people.
life.
No,
in
don't get me wrong though.
luxury.
I want people to 100% be guilty.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand that.
We got someone
again,
asking if
these
we have any
kids-
education. Barry, what is your education?
These kids do have the 100% guilty, and they're laughing about it.
Oh, I'm
that
well
was
aware
the
there
whole
was something
point.
sick about those two
That's
boys.
what I meant about that. Those kids don't deserve to
No.
be. They need to be erased from the gene pool. That's my point. I don't care if that's bad to say. It might sound crass and cruel.
Would you maybe settle for castration?
No.
No. So like death. Only answer. Castration and the mutilation of all your
For those-
senses.
For those two, yeah.
For those two, death.
Not everybody. This isn't.
everybody.
This isn't an everyday thing. Those two who are laughing in the courtroom, showing no remorse whatsoever for a human life. Someone like that. MS-13, same thing. What about serial killers? What about all these horrible human beings who do horrible things?
You know, they say in your lifetime you'll walk by or you'll at least be around 12 serial killers in your lifetime.
What was the question you asked?
Would castration and
No,
the mutilation
you asked
of your
something.
senses be enough? Oh, somebody just asked if we had any education.
What are they trying to imply?
That we're dumb. Or I'm dumb.
Pretty sure in the last couple of months, college has shown that college is useless. But for the sake of it, yes, I do have an education.
I do have a college education. Wow, Barry. Me personally, I'm gonna try to get my college just completely
just 'cause you
free
go to
for the Biden
school-
administration. I don't feel like paying for it anymore.
Just because you go to school doesn't make you intelligent.
I have said it for years that education, knowledge, and wisdom are three different things, and they do not come simultaneously in your life. That is literally why Solomon asked for wisdom, was because he was well aware that, hey, men be stupid every once in a while, okay? You make dumb decisions. You're not exactly the smartest kid on the block. We're not the smartest bunch as far as humanity and society goes in general. I mean, I would say so. Next episode on Thursday, I'm thinking we need to do dissecting the human condition. Going throughout history. Because we said it would be a Bible episode at one point, because I still want to do one talking about Revelations and the end times and the apocalypse, because I think that would be absolutely...
Revelations is going to be so difficult.
Okay, Barry.
Eschatology is the most
Oh my gosh.
insane thing. You can't.
I know it is. I know it's hard. But just because
Have
it's
you
hard
actually ever
doesn't mean
actually
we avoid
studied
it.
eschatology? Like
In
not read it
Seminary
once
classes
over.
that I've taken.
Not read it once over. I'm talking about like You could go on one verse
Forever.
for literal ever.
Mhm.
It is insane because all those verses also go back to everything else in the Bible. And you
Yeah.
can take all that stuff from
Because
Daniel.
it's
and all that stuff. It's
cross-referencing.
insane how much.
I know. There's a lot of cross
Eschatology is
references.
insane. I
Okay.
don't know. We could try and tackle stuff, but I don't know what we're gonna even get. But
Maybe teaching people that there's like an all superior almighty power and you don't have to listen to all of this BS all day and be absolutely depressed in the world because like you feel like you have no purpose and no hope and you're just a speck in an infinite universe that doesn't care about you because it was created out of nothing and from nothing you will become and then you'll go back there when you die. Like that sounds really sad. You don't think a little bit of like hope and like a sparkle of like some kind of light would be good for people to know? Like, I get that they're not going to understand it all. Hell, I don't even understand half the Bible all the time. I read a chapter of the Bible and I'm like, okay, I learned something new here. I felt really dumb, but you know what? At least I tried. The Bible literally says that it's better to read it and not understand it than to not read it at all, because at least you have that word in your heart. Just because it's hard does not mean we avoid it, and it doesn't mean that you don't teach it because you don't have all the answers.
okay,
That's why I like the Cliff guy on college campuses,
Can
because
you-
even he admits that he doesn't know everything, but it's better
Can you
to listen
repeat
and
that?
learn.
What you just said?
What?
Can you repeat that for me? What you
That was
just
a
said?
lot that I just said.
Just so you said
It's better
something.
to
that-
have read
Yeah.
and not understood than to not read it at all.
I completely disagree with that 100% wholeheartedly.
Wow, okay. This is another can of worms. See, this is why this should be Thursday.
Well, let's talk about it right now. What do you got to do right now? What do you mean?
Grocery shopping. But
I actually
yes.
gotta go do that too. I have no food. in my
Yeah,
house.
poor Ori is at home just
Ori
starving
has
because her
food. I don't
dad
have food
doesn't
for
have
me.
food.
Okay. Her
Poor
food,
Ori.
like, she has food all the time. Don't even.
Ori's a
probably overfeed
corgi
her.
that he has. Just a baby.
Okay,
Just a
I want to
baby.
get on that real quick.
Just
I
a baby.
100% disagree. If you read,
Oh, good Lord. Here we go.
just think of that logically. What you said.
Yeah.
Say it again.
That it's better to have read something and not completely understand it than to not have read it
That
at
doesn't
all.
make any sense to me whatsoever.
But
How
it's
does that logic?
biblical!
No, it does not. What are you talking about?
Oh
How
my
does
gosh,
that not
hold
make? How
on,
does that make
hold
any
on.
sense whatsoever?
I'm bringing
If
it
you
up.
don't understand what it is you're reading, you're just basically having go one ear, one out the other. I know it's not what happens when you read, but I'm saying you're having it go in your brain and go out the other because you're not understanding. You're not absorbing it. That doesn't make any logical sense.
The
And not just the
point-
Bible,
oh my
not just the
Lanta.
Bible, in anything situation whatsoever. If I'm just sitting here going la di da di da di da, and you aren't hearing what I'm
Mhm.
actually saying, and you aren't trying to meet me on a level, how are you understanding? And how are we having a good conversation?
Okay, so the point is that,
You-
biblically speaking, this
You
applies
have to understand.
Okay. Biblically speaking, the Bible says that it is better to at least read it, try to understand it, and hell, you don't understand all of it. That's okay. I get it. It's fine. It's whatever. Than to not have read it at all.
I want
because
everybody out there
it's
to
still
understand. She
written
added the
on your
word
heart.
try there, which makes the entire sentence completely different.
Okay, fine.
She
Better to
did
have
not
read and
use
not
the word
understand it at all.
try
Than
at
oh my
all
Lanta.
when I
oh
said
my
I
Lanta.
disagree with this.
Someone stabbed me in the kneecap with a pencil. Barry, you're getting into semantics. Semantics.
No, I went off of what you actually said.
I'm gonna find the verse. I'm going to find the verse. Give me a second. Just give it.
You need to try. It's not about trying to understand. What you said was you don't understand it, therefore it's okay just to read empty words that mean nothing to you. That is ridiculous. And that's not just the Bible. That's
Oh,
in
it's also a
anything, period.
C.S. Lewis quote. That's
So is it a
not-
C.S. Lewis quote or is it a Bible verse?
Na. Hold on. Internet's slow. My neighborhood is.
You have really fast internet. What are you talking
Someone
about?
asks, "Am I talking to the devil?" No, it's just Barry, and he's
Whoa.
hangry.
Dang. That's
I
like,
Say
that's like the worst thing you could say to somebody. You just said I'm the devil. You
it's
implied
an old
that.
guy with a beard on TikTok. Take that as you will. You guys can fight it out in the streets later. I have no business with this. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
I'm just reading TikTok comments. Okay,
Oh, we were
gosh.
off of TikTok.
Oh, also,
I thought we weren't live on TikTok. We got
I
banned.
said we had a violation, but I literally told you that we have never gone below like 90 viewers at any given
So we didn't
time.
get kicked off.
No, we didn't get kicked off.
Interesting.
Yeah, we've been on here this whole time. They've been commenting.
I thought when
Somebody
you said,
said to the male speaker, "Learn not on your own understandings." Take that as you will, Barry. Okay, but I found the verse.
okay, first of all, this is your fans who are obsessed with you, who are just gonna agree with anything you say. You know I'm right.
No. half these people on here don't like me. They just watch because, again, they don't like me. So this isn't the verse that I was talking about, but this one just came up when I think that it's kind of applies to right now. But it says, "For it had been better for them to not have known the way of righteousness than to have known it and turned away from the holy commandments that were delivered unto them."
What does
That's
that have to do with
2 Peter.
reading random words on a page that you don't understand?
I said that wasn't the verse I was looking for, but I thought that was still relevant and very interesting to the conversation. Barry, I think. Okay, what do you say then, Barry, to the people who live in third world countries who don't have access to the Bible?
What
They
does
don't
this
have
to do
access
with
to
reading
pastors,
an
teachers.
empty word?
I'm getting there. Thank you. What do you say to them who maybe have read it a few times? They were never taught. They never know. Like the people who've never heard the word, or maybe they hear one thing about it. Do they go to heaven or do they go to hell?
Depends on their morality. That's
That's
what
my
it comes down
point.
to.
What if they read this? They understand, but they don't quite
Take away
grasp the complexity that is
the
the
comment that you
divine
have.
nature of God.
So the comment that you
Do they go to
had,
hell?
again, the comment that you just brought up was
Mhm.
even if I read something and I don't understand it, it's better to read it than not understand it at all. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Not
I think
with
it
the
makes
Bible.
sense.
If you read any
I think it
book,
makes sense.
if you read any story, let's say a news article or a book, and you don't understand the words that are coming or the context of it happening or what the actual words are saying, what is the point of reading that?
To have it written on your heart, because God knows your heart. It's your heart that matters. You just said that, Barry. You just said that it's based off of, what did you say? The morality. You said something like that. God knows your heart. That's the only thing that matters. Who are we as
If
men?
I spoke Mandarin to you, am
Oh
I
my gosh.
actually giving anything to you?
Am I an infant learning to
I'm
speak?
talking to you right now, Savannah, and I spoke Mandarin to you.
Mm-hmm.
How can you gain anything from me speaking Mandarin to you?
Well, if you start listening to it enough, you'll eventually pick up on something. Isn't that how you learn new languages?
How do you pick up on something?
I'm not bilingual.
How do
I
you pick up
try.
on something? How do you pick up on something? Keep going with that logic.
You have to keep looking at it, listening to it, reading it, doing it.
By understanding.
Do you though? Because I gotta tell you, there are some things in life that truly, and I speak as somebody who is a like do it to understand it and learn it kind of person.
Nartu,
You could talk to me
I
all
agree.
day long. What?
Nartu says you may not understand every word in the Bible, but at the end you will get the general gist. I understand that. That's not
That's
the
kinda
argument.
what I'm
That's
saying.
not the original thing that she was saying. That's
That's
just
kind
bothering
of what
me.
I was
Again,
saying.
I care about actual words and I care about actual sentences that are said, not what you mean to say. And what she said, and again,
gosh.
when I asked her and I pushed back on it, she added the word try. There's a difference there.
I'm trying to clarify.
I understand.
trying to
That's why I
clarify.
asked the question of
My phone's at
wanting to
10%.
make you clarify it. That is the point. That is my entire issue with this. Once I never had an issue when you said try.
And see, you didn't want to talk about theology on Thursday, and yet here you are spending the past 17 minutes doing it anyway.
You know how many conversations we had about theology. I can talk about theology all day long. I said
That's why
I don't want
I
to
said we
talk
should do
about
it.
the end
Cafe,
times because
meow.
that is the most insane thing. And I haven't studied eschatology in probably 10, 15 years.
Sweet here and now, I completely agree. It is a cat fight. Barry gets like this when he's hangry. We need to feed him
No,
every once in a
again,
while.
oh my gosh, this argument again. Ugh. I am not hangry. She gets hangry.
Oh, I totally
and she
get
gets
hangry.
absolutely hangry.
That's why
and
I
she
have my
projects it onto
tea
me when
and
I
my
get
cookies.
passionate about something. Okay. Again, I could talk about theology all day long. I have
That's why we should
no
do it
issues with
Thursday. That's why we should do a show on a Thursday. 1 p.m. Central Time Thursday. It'll be the ultimate showdown. Savannah versus Barry. Barry, who's finished
Jesus.
all the seminary and theology stuff, and Savannah, who is only still going to University of Liberty. I just finished my junior year. I'm a senior now. As of
Snickers.
Snickers? He isn't himself when he's hungry. See, he says it's always me, but I don't think it's always me. I got my cookies. I got my vanilla chai tea with raspberry in it. It's fabulous.
I'm
It's
not
cold
angry.
now, though.
I was upset that you making a stupid statement and that was it.
Agree to disagree. I think it's rather profound, and I think it applies to a lot of people because there are some things in life that you just will never truly be able to understand completely. Are we meant to fully understand it? I don't think so on a lot of things. I don't think the human mind was meant to comprehend a lot of
And
that.
again, that's
But-
why I asked the question. Now you clarified a different complete statement. I agree with this 100%. Just to say, that's not the original statement that you said. Go back and listen to it.
I won't, because I don't like hearing my voice.
I wasn't telling you. I was telling everyone else.
I don't like hearing my voice, so I'm good. You can, though. But we have now gone over to an hour and a half.
We
Great
don't
show.
have a set time.
I know. But I'm just saying, we've got an hour and a half. And the funny part is, y'all, whoever's watching out there, before this show got started today, Barry was like, there's nothing freaking going on in the world. And I was like, yeah, there's not. Like, I had the more interesting weekend than politics. And yet, this is our longest one yet. Fabulous. You should be proud of
We can
yourself,
keep
Barry.
going if you want. I
No,
have a
you need to go grocery
theological
shopping.
question.
I need to go grocery shopping. And also, I think we're about to start going into circles. So I feel like we should stop this now. And then Thursday, we actually do a seminary episode because unless anything interesting happens on Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't feel like talking about politics. So I feel like talking about Jesus and arguing about the chosen. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's a good idea. What does that say? I have a theological question. Why did God love Jacob, who was a weasel? Interesting. And hate his brother Esau, who served mice? I can't see.
It says nice.
It says nice.
I would need way more context on what he's trying to ask.
Yeah. Send that in to our Q&A comment box, and we will go over those.
Q&A comment box.
We have a Q&A comment box. Yes, we do. It's called the comment section. Comment it down below, and we will do our best. Seemed nice.
I don't understand what he's trying to say. I don't know if he knows the story of Jacob and Esau, but
Yeah, my guy.
but
I hate
first
to
of
break
all,
it to you, but
real quick on that. Again, I don't know how deep you're trying to get into this.
do we need to remind everybody who killed who?
Well,
I'm just saying.
Uh,
In
the
this
whole
case.
Jacob and Esau. Again, I don't know how deep. The basic thing. Why did God love Jacob and hate his brother Esau? I
I
don't
don't think
think
he hated
God
his
hated
brother.
Esau. I don't think anybody.
Esau forgave
So-
Jacob. Jacob stole his blessing.
It's not a parable because this was actually considered, I think, history.
This is history.
I think
this
that
isn't a
was considered
parable.
history, not a parable. But
Yeah.
no,
We should answer this
no,
from top.
I agree. And it's not Cain and Abel. It's a different story. But again, I think
I know.
God loves everybody. It's not that he. It depends on what you define as love. Like
Stolen blessing, killing each other
Jacob
off
had
later.
a hard time, and he had an issue with him because his brother kind of stole things from him. But it doesn't mean
Well, he was a little
just
bit
because
of a
good things
mama's
happen
boy.
to somebody doesn't
a bit.
mean, or bad things happen to somebody doesn't mean that God doesn't love you. Again, I don't know how deep you're trying to go into this. I don't know exactly what you're trying to ask in that situation, but
I really think this should be a Thursday question because this is a lot to unpack. I know what verse you're talking about. I do, but it goes a lot deeper than this. And this is why I think it's really important to understand biblical context, which is why a lot of people turn away from the Bible because they don't fully understand it. Just saying. Which is why, again, I think it's better sometimes to just read it, have it on your heart,
just
and then close the book
by the way,
because
also
it'll give you
I'll
a
reread
headache.
the story for you, Jacob Esau, so I can get it refreshed in my mind. And if you're here on Thursday or something, I'll try and remember.
We just got a badge of honor on TikTok that says, "Congratulations, we've been live for 90 minutes."
It might be a good thing. Maybe I'll go live on there from my computer on Thursday.
Nice. All right. We're going to answer the question of Jacob and Esau Thursday at 1 p.m. as well as I really want to go to Revelations. We'll see if Barry has the potatoes to do it. I think we should.
What does that even mean?
Because I didn't want to say balls on TikTok and YouTube.
It's not a lack of.
Barry thinks it's too complicated for all the viewers to understand.
No,
so comment
it's-
down below
I
if you
never
think you're
said that.
strong
I never
enough.
said that. It's more of I am not brushed up on it enough to even try to think I want to be teaching about it. That is the issue that I don't
Okay,
want to
fine.
be doing.
Fine.
That is why I said
Valid.
I haven't researched it in many, many years, and I don't
You
feel
got 2 days.
comfortable talking too much about it because it's insane.
Do you have 48 hours?
No,
You got 48 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to bring this up. You know what? You know what?
Mhm.
You know what the Bible
Mhm.
says? That
Mhm.
people who teach falsely
Mhm.
are like judged worse than anybody else in the judgment.
Well, I don't
And
plan
so,
on
I don't
teaching
know
you
if
about
I
the
wanna be
giant
kinda
purple
doing that.
dragon with pink polka
I'm-
dots that's going to come down with a magical wand with letters saying,
I don't
"You're a
want to teach
wizard, Harry."
falsely about it. Okay.
Well, as long as you don't teach lies, it's
Yeah,
not
I'll be coming from a place of not really researching it a lot,
Harry.
and it'll be
I
us
don't
just
think
basically
anybody
fumbling
truly
around.
understands Revelation. If people did, then there wouldn't be a pre-trib versus a post-trib Revelation argument going on in the
There
house
isn't.
of Christians. Yes, there is. Absolutely, there is.
If you read the Bible, there isn't an argument.
Well, people still argue about it because they interpret it differently, and that is my point, and that is what I want to talk about.
Well, sweet
Yay.
here and now. For the Esau thingy, let me read up on it again.
Robert says you have time, Barry. Robert says
You
you
don't
have
know my life. I gotta work, okay?
I got horses and I
I got
got
a drone
church.
to fly. I got
You know
things
what?
to
I'm gonna
learn.
ask-
I got things to do,
I'm gonna
okay?
ask TJ tomorrow. He's my
But no,
youth pastor.
yeah, I'll
Youth
try and
pastor.
reread the Jacob and
He's
Esau
my age. What am I
situation.
saying?
But
Yep.
again, my understanding of Jacob Esau was, I'm pretty sure this is the story of Jacob being screwed out of his royalty stuff, and,
Yeah, with
And,
the
like, his-
furs on his arms.
and he had to like live like 7 years of like garbage and all that stuff. I
yeah.
think that's the whole story of Jacob. I don't remember. It's been a while since I read.
It's because his
Jacob
mom
and
kind of
Esau.
helped him screw over his old brother.
But
So there's that.
again, that's the whole thing there. But anyway, my point is like,
I'm just
to
saying.
his original question though, I don't think
Siblings.
it's a thing of God loved Jacob more than Esau or vice versa. And so, but anyway, again, eschatology is a really struggle subject. Anyway, that's my point.
Well,
'Cause
my
we're gonna
point.
be looking up here like two morons trying to talk about the book of Revelation and be like,
I just wanted to
we
do a
don't really know
Bible
what's
episode.
going on. We're just gonna sit here and just talk about.
I just wanted to
nothing.
do a Bible episode. I said this
Mhm.
2 weeks ago because we should talk about the Euphrates River. We should talk about the sounds. We should talk about the angels, Nephilim, the red-haired giants. We talked about that at church last Tuesday. Fascinating conversation.
I'd
I would
feel
also
way more
love to
confident
talk about
talking
the
about
Orthodox
Genesis
people.
than Revelation. Talking
I just
about the
wanna
Nephilim,
talk about
talking
giant.
about Anunnaki, talking
The
about
Book
giants,
of Enoch.
talking about the book before the
Oh,
flood.
I
I would
love
feel
it.
way more comfortable because I know way
Throw
more.
me
about it.
some complicated stuff my way. I won't be able to comprehend all of it, but I love to talk about it anyway. Discourse.
Well, unless the
That's
world
the
dies
important
next
thing.
Thursday or in the next 2 days.
Yeah, you sure hope it would die before Thursday so we don't have to do it. I'm gonna hold you to this.
What are-
We're
why
going
are
to
you
do
just
it,
making
Barry.
things up?
I'm not making things up. I'm challenging you.
No, I said unless
Good
like the
friends
world
push
falls,
each other,
unless
Barry,
like the
and I'm
world,
pushing
like,
you towards reading
collapses.
Revelation. Why would the world
Why
end?
don't you read it?
I
Why don't you
am.
study it? Why
I
does it have to
am.
be on
That's
me?
why I want to talk about
It
it.
has to be on me to do all the studying while you get to do and you continue your life and not even read it
No.
and study.
Oh my gosh, this is a circular reasoning argument. I said you should so we can talk about it. We're not okay. For everyone out there,
I asked
this
you, have
show-
you even actually read and studied astrology?
Yes.
And you gave me a no answer.
studied it to the point of where I could answer 1,017 questions about it, but I've read it and I want to talk about it. The point of the BS podcast is to talk about things. Did you forget why we started this? For everyone out there, I started the Savvy Truth because I wanted to help educate and teach people. The point of the BS podcast was to have conversations and dialogue to help push trains of thought forward out in the world and at least teach people to think. If we want to help people learn, you have to at least teach them to be able to think outside the box. So even if we don't have every single answer, we still have to be able to talk about things. Silence.
Why don't you? Was that me? Was that a question? You just said a statement. You said,
It was a
why
challenge.
don't you read
It was a-
segments on stream, then discuss? Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing that.
That
As
is
in-
what I
I'm
wanna
assuming
do.
segments, as in you mean like.
That is what I
courses.
want to
I'm
do.
assuming that's what you mean by that. And yeah, we
TikTok
will.
agrees.
Um,
TikTok agrees we should do it.
agreed with what?
Yeah, we should talk about it.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying. Oh my God.
Well, then it is
We're
settled.
just going in circles.
I know. That's why I said we should stop
hate
this.
I hate this.
22
this is my
minutes ago.
nightmare. This is my entire nightmare right now.
Yeah, you moved all the way over here for the sole purpose of doing this twice a week. So I
Moved
think
all- what are you talking about?
that was the point of you moving over here, was to be able to do this more frequently.
No.
And you just said it was a nightmare. That sounds like a you problem.
You're bringing in This is not even a conversation we're. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. Narturo.
I don't understand how you-
Narturo.
I don't understand how you-
Narturo. He says Team Savvy.
Yeah, again, your fans are gonna agree with you no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, cool. It's
I'm to
settled
that
then.
other guy that's just
An
sitting
hour
here.
and 15 minutes later, if anybody would like to hear us talk, not preach, about the Bible and Revelations, Book of Enoch, maybe some of the angels, the red-headed giants, the Nephilim, Genesis, the flood, the interesting stuff that they've discovered recently with the Ark and the Ark of the Covenant, tune in Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Barry's got 48 hours, people, if you want to see the ultimate showdown battle of the wits.
What does this mean? Okay, no, hold on. Before we go, what does that mean? It was not an argument.
Because now I'm just teasing with you.
Okay.
He screws with me all the time. It's only fair if I get him back every once in a
This
while.
isn't a debate.
It's the ultimate showdown. This is Kansas Owens v. What's his name? Ben
I
Shapiro.
was
There
just
we
about
go.
to say, are you freaking kidding me?
I forgot it for a hot second. I was going to say the Jewish guy
Oh my
who's short. His name totally slipped my mind for like a hot second. Anyway, I'm just screwing with you. But, oh, Barry, you got some love in the comments.
48 hours.
No, he says, we love you too,
No,
Barry.
I can read it.
We love you too, but you got 48 hours. Anyway,
To do what?
I don't know.
understand this. Or this
Go read your
arbitrary
Bible.
time.
Go read your Bible. Oh my gosh. Killing me. Anyway,
Who's the one that actually went to a Bible school
both of us.
and has a degree in Bible?
You have the degree. I'm a senior, so I'm close, but
This
watch
isn't.
yourself.
This is. I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't understand why we're making this arbitrary 48 hours. Like, oh, I better. No,
because
this
I'm
is
screwing
ridiculous.
with you now.
The what?
Because I'm screwing with you now.
Okay, I hate you.
He does it all the time to
Hate
me,
you.
and I never get him back. So, like, someone asked in the comments, no idea who this girl is, but she's okay. Thank you for the comment. But the next
Wait,
comment
what
says,
was that? What did he say? You need to finish that now. What did he say? Because I can't read that.
because it said you're insanely beautiful. But what I meant to read was this.
Oh, you purposely tried to read that then.
No, I did not. I stopped. I wasn't going to read it
Bolster
until
your
you.
ego more.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't going to read it until you just asked. But the comment I was pointing out was, are you guys wasted on education on the Bible?
What does that mean?
Wait, you guys
need more
wasted your
context.
education on Bible
Oh.
school? I don't know. Did we?
Possibly.
Tune in
I
Tune in
possibly did
Thursday.
100%.
Tune in Thursday at 1 p.m. and you'll see if it was truly wasted
Oh, it's probably
or
wasted. 100%.
Barry, shut up. Oh my gosh.
What do
He's
you mean?
also
I'll agree with him. It was probably wasted.
no, the same guy said that dude sounds absolutely rude and insufferable.
Me? Dang, dude.
You guys don't understand. He teases me all the freaking time, so it's really funny to see the turntables have turned. Anyway, yes, Robert. Thursday, 1 p.m. Be there or be square. And sweet here and now, whatever your name is, Barry does have homework to do.
You have homework too. What are you talking about?
I am. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to get my homework done for you. I'm going to be the class pet.
Have fun.
Yeah, you have
I'm not
fun
even gonna read
too.
it now. Just spite.
Well, then who's going to
'Cause
sound
apparently I'm
ignorant now?
insufferable
Barry.
for wanting clarification on things.
Anyway, Thursday, 1 p.m. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the things. It's Savannah Lynn or Real Savvy Truth. Check it out. It's all linked down below. Anyway, see you guys Thursday, 1 p.m. Barry.